Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Anatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adinadana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Kamesu michchācara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musavada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Surameraya majjapama datthana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Samanta cakkavalesu atra gacchantu devata saddhammang munirajassa sunantu sagga mukkadang. Dhamma savana kalu ayang bhadanta. Dhamma savana kalu ayang bhadanta. Dhamma savana kalu ayang bhadanta. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Sabba papassa akaranang kusalassa upasampada. Sachitta pariyodapanang etam buddhana sasanang ti. Sadhukan. Very nice. Today, all of you are very lucky to be here in this evening because this is actually why the Buddha instructed the monks to stay in the temple at least in the rainy season instead of going to visit the people and see them and teach them, so that people have the opportunity to come to the monks and take care of them and learn and practice the Dharma. All 3 months. The Buddha's plan was to give opportunity to lay members like you to get serious about learning and practicing of the Dhamma. Because lay members are usually busy with their family, busy with their jobs, busy with the other activities. If they don't have a well-planned, proper environment for them to come to the temple organizedly, like in the whole 3 months, every Saturday, look at the watch, and Saturday, the time to go to the temple. Why? You can learn Dhamma, you can practice meditation, and you can practice Dana. Those are the 3 practices of all of us. For example, if Gamini, who is the main sponsor, and there are several other sponsors like Bangladesh community, Nepal community, and Sri Lankan community. And all these communities got together and planned this event. So they have a set time to learn and practice Dhamma. This is the one of the most important thing in life. Without learning the Dharma, without practicing the Dhamma, our lives become very poor. We don't want to live poorly. Like without the Dharma, one Indian traditional saying is that without Dharma, we are like animals. Animals. Why do we want to live like animals? But more you learn Dhamma, you become more skillful about living correctly. Because our life is very difficult. We really need instruction. We really need to know the details about how life works. The Dhamma means the teachings about how life works. When you know that, you can live skillfully. I just mentioned the teaching of the Buddha says, Kusalasa upasampada. Kusala means skills. What are the skills? We always talk. We need the skills. How to talk, what kind of tone of voice we use, what kind of things that we talk about. All these things people don't think about. Without knowing, you just talk. And you get into a lot of trouble and a lot of frustration and a lot of fears. Life becomes very miserable without having the knowledge of how to talk to your wife, how to talk to your husband, how to talk to your children, how to talk to your neighbor, and how to talk to co-workers. Very important. That is one thing we do always in our life, talking. And then that is verbal activities. Then we have physical activities. We do things. Always we do things around other people besides talking. So when you do things around the people, if you don't do one mistake, you could be in a lot of trouble and your life become very miserable just because of one mistake that you did physically, with your body. So therefore, it is very important that we have the skill of how to use our body properly. Body means with the body, we eat. With the body, we do things. We treat people, we help people, and we hurt people. We use weapons. We use tools with the body. When you do those things, how you do in the society, because we are living in a society. You or I cannot live without a society. Society include maybe just your wife and you, just your children and you. That is society. If there's more than one person, that is society. When we live in the society, we have to be very careful of what we do with our body. So Buddha has given so much instruction how to use your body in a way, how to use your body skillfully in a way that you don't create problems for yourself, create misery for yourself. The third thing that we do with our body, ourselves, is thinking. Very important. How to think is very important. If you don't know how to think clearly, how to think correctly, we could do a lot of mistakes and we could get into a lot of trouble. Somebody says something to me, I think this person is criticizing me. That's my thinking. He just said something. He didn't mean anything. But I think maybe he's criticizing me. He's talking bad about me. he might be going around and tell other people also about the same thing about me. So you start thinking like that, right? And we talk about thinking a little bit more later. But these are three things that we do in our life: thinking, doing things with our body, and talking. Those are the very powerful tools that we use when we live our life, especially in a society. We don't live with only our wife, only our husband, only our children. We do live around many people in the society. So that means it's a very difficult life because many people come from different backgrounds and they are not always thinking or speaking or doing things skillfully. You know, the word, Buddha's word is skillful, kusala. Kusalasa upasampada. We cultivate our skills, how to live efficiently in order to avoid frustration and fear and trouble and pain and suffering. That's the whole purpose of the Buddha's teaching. And Buddha planned this Katina Vassa season for the purpose of giving the opportunity for members like you to plan and time and plan events that you specifically separate for this learning of Dhamma. Dhamma is very deep, deep like ocean. I say that we are only thinking and talking and doing things, but all these things have many different things that we have to know. For example, when you have to speak, we have to speak always truth to the other people. Truthfully we talk to other people. And we have to use our words that are harmless to others and harmless to oneself. Sometimes it hurts. Any word that we say, anything that we say could be very harmful, very hurtful to your wife or your children or your family or husband or anything like that. So therefore, and I said truthful, then I said beneficial. Something that is beneficial, you can talk. Something that is harmful, you can talk, but you pick the beneficial one. Then the other thing is something that is pleasant to hear. There must be a truth. But I don't want to tell my friend, I know this, because it is unpleasant to hear. When you speak words, that should be pleasant, that should be beneficial, that should be truthful. But do we think about these things? No. If we think, sometimes we say harmful thing, unpleasant thing, and disturb everybody. And I say, why do you worry? I tell the truth. No, just the truth is not good enough. If it is useful or beneficial to yourself and others, yes, that's good. If it is pleasant to hear, that is okay. But we say, no, I said it because it's the truth. No, you know all the other two criteria of the word. So things like this you have to learn from someone, because we, as normal people, we don't pay attention to these kind of things. Okay, and then when we speak, we should speak kindly. and gently. What kind of tone of voice that we use? These are we have to learn, practice, and become skillful. That's the Buddha's always Buddha say, become skillful in living. Then you ask, how do we make ourselves skillful? How do you make yourself skillful? That is where we talk about practice. If you don't practice, we don't become skillful. When you want to drive, how to effectively and safely drive, you have to be a skillful driver. That is why we practice. That is why we take classes, defensive driving, and all these things we learn because we want to be skillful in driving. When we are skillful, you don't run over other people, you don't get to accidents, you don't change lanes casually because you are skillful about driving. Buddha's whole teaching is about kusalasa upasampada. Kusala means skill, upasampada means improving. Improving our skill is always one of the most important things. Now we said that is about speaking. Now, thinking, you can think many ways. When we see things, when we experience things, when we hear things, it goes to our mind, and our mind becomes active immediately. When our mind becomes active, in the Western world, we call it emotional. Without emotion, you don't do anything. If you don't have an emotion, you don't say anything. Emotion is something that makes you move forward. Chitta, mind, means emotions. Without emotions, there is no mind. So, when you hear something, you become emotional about it. That emotion may be a very peaceful emotion, that very kind emotion, compassionate emotion, and cruel emotion. Cruelty is an emotion. Jealousy is an emotion, right? And discrimination is an emotion. And being unfriendly is an emotion. So when we talk about emotions, because that we are talking about the mind, there are 4 healthy emotions. When the healthy emotion arises in the mind, you never say or do anything that is harmful to yourself and harmful to others. These are the healthy emotions. If the unhealthy emotion arises in your mind, when you see something, when you hear something, you always do something that is harmful to others and hurtful to others. That's so simple. And without an emotion, you don't even take a step out of your house. You have the emotion, oh, I want to buy this. That's an emotion. I want to buy this and this and this, and that is what I need because I don't have this. So with that emotion, you go to the store. If you say something hurtful to somebody, it is because of your negative emotions. So there are 4 positive emotions, 4 negative emotions that are told by the Buddha. And people who don't have the knowledge of Dhamma don't even know that behind all our actions, there is an emotion. Based on that type of emotion, we take the action. That action could be writing a letter to the government. You drive around the city and you see these homeless people and you become very sad. That's an emotion. And then one person go to the temple or church and tell the other people, we need to prepare some food for these homeless people. In the winter time, this person thinks that we need to find some blankets. And you collect some blankets, and next Sunday, you go and give it to them. That is because of the emotion of kindness and compassion that is mixed with sadness and feeling sorry, right? So you always do anything that your friend is coming to your home, or your children are coming back from home, and you know they are coming home, and then you become emotional. What is the emotion called? Love. Your children, you have love always. Huh? Your friend is coming to visit you, that's love. Love, caring. Huh? That's called caring. Is love is a Western word, but we call it caring. That is better. Because of caring, you fix something for tea, or we prepare the meal for children, or even they have meal already in the school, they come home, and what does the mother do? Mother prepares something nice, dessert, right? Dessert. Why? Because out of love, that's an emotion. Without that emotion, the mother never prepare anything for the kids, even a drink, they don't give to the children. That's out of love. Love is an emotion. And so there are a lot of things to learn about how we behave and why we behave in a certain way. So without knowing those things, we can make mistakes. Therefore, Buddha wants us to learn the deep understanding of what life is all about, how life works, and how do we becoming efficient in living our life, and what make we inefficient, and what make us sad and frustrated and angry and all that. You have to learn. That is called learning the Dhamma. But learning Dhamma is not enough. Whatever you learn, you have the knowledge. Just you have the knowledge just don't mean that you have the skill of doing it. Just like the driver, you can read the driving book, but that does mean that you have the skill of doing it. That is why we call practice in Buddhism. This morning we had the ceremony in the morning at the temple. I said Buddhism is, this temple is not a place of worship. Buddhist temples are not place of worship. All other churches could be place of worship. But Buddhist temple is a place of practice. How to speak correctly, how to think correctly, how to behave correctly. You need the practice. Without practice, you could easily make a mistake. But if you have a practice, well-grown, well-developed practice, you don't make. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah. So then we have the practice sessions during the Vassa season. During these 3 months, not only you are listening to the Dhamma, but you are practicing the Dhamma. What do you practice? Very important. When you come to the temple, when you are Buddhist, when you are developing your skills, there are several things that you need to practice. Dana. Dana means letting go. Letting go of what you think is important to you. That is dana. We practice dana during these 3 months very willingly and intentionally. Practice dana, letting go. What do you have to let go? You think is yours. What do you think is yours? This is my idea. This is my way of thinking. That is very important. Something that is yours, right? If anyone is not doing or saying or behaving in a way that is not aligned with my view, my idea, you get mad. But if you let go of your idea, do you get mad? If you can let go of your idea and somebody is not aligned with it, no, you don't. Because this person is not anything going against my thinking, my will, and my view. So you have to learn to let go of what you think is yours. One is your view. We are so attached to our views. You know, Buddha's teaching is to let go of attachment. What do you let go? Your views, your ideas. Where does this come from? Where does this come from? This is my idea. Our self-centered thinking. We are all selfish people. We are all self-centered people. Buddha's teaching from A to C is to minimize your selfishness. Once your selfishness is totally gone from your system, we call it, this person is a perfect person, enlightened person. Enlightened person is the person who has let go of I, me, mine. I work very hard on this and you ruined it. This is my, I work very hard to earn this and you took it away and you're getting very upset. You cannot let go. So the Buddha know that more you have self-centered thinking, you constantly get into conflict with other people in the society because world is not going to always go your way. But I think it should be my way. But if you are saying or doing something that is against my way, I get upset. And Buddha, so that's very sad. That's very sad. But world is not working just the way you want. I want not to be sick. Does it work like that? No. I don't want to be old. Does it work like that? No. I get old. I don't want any wrinkles in my face. Does it work like that? No. Your way is not always working in this world, right? Because all the people around you have their own thinking, their own ways of doing things. I don't want to die. Does it work like that? No. So you have to learn from these major ideas. Anything that I plan, all the other people should follow. No, people don't want to follow other people's plan. They have their own thinking because they are also self-centered. Just like I am self-centered, all of the other people around me are self-centered. So they have their own ways and I have my own way, and this is going to be a big clash. Is it not? Yes, there's a big clash. What happened? I get frustrated, I get angry, I get emotional, and I hurt myself. That's all what happened. So then, practice of Buddhism, one major part of Buddhism is practice of dana. Dana means letting go of what you think is yours. You think that your ideas are yours, your property is yours, and your family is yours. It is not going to work that way, right? It's all going to go away In the end, you don't want all your children to go away until you die. But they find jobs, they get education, they get good jobs, they go anywhere they want, and you are all alone in your house. But do you want to live in your house all by yourself? No children, no families, nothing, nobody to give you a cup of tea, nobody to help you? No, it's not going to work like that. So you have to learn to let go. Some mothers don't want their children to go to East Coast, to a good school, because the mother thinks, this is my child. I want you to be here with me, not in the East Coast. I know you are going to go to a good school, good university. But that does not mean anything to me, but you have to be here. Some parents are like that. Don't let go. You have to let go of your children. You have to let go of everything that you think is yours, because ultimately, in the end, what do? You leave everything behind to somebody you don't even like. Your property, your bank account, $1 million, several $1 million, you leave to somebody that you don't even like in the end. So why don't you practice letting go now? When you practice letting go, it doesn't matter where it goes, it doesn't matter it leaves you or not. So see, that is how it happens. So the practice of dana means practicing to let go. But you start from letting go of $1, $2, $10, $15, $100, $200. If you do it for a good cause, you are happy also. Like somebody is building a church or hospital, and you have extra $100, $1,000 to give for the nice project, because it's going to help a lot of people, hospital or church or temple or school or something like that. Let go of your money, because no point of keeping in your bank. But in this country, we teach them you have to have $2 million to retire. Until then, don't let go of your money. Save every penny you can. That's how we think. But we don't know that the things are going any direction. No matter $1 million you have, that $1 million can go away in 2 days, or 2 weeks, when you get your hospital bill. Gone. Right? So therefore, you have to learn to let go in the right place. But letting go is hard, but you learn step by step. Step by step practice is a very important emphasis in the teachings of the Buddha. If you want to climb the Mount Everest, you take one step at a time. In the end, you are at the top of the Mount Everest. That's the hardest one. But just like if you want to be an enlightened person, you have to take step by step. So you give $100 and you keep practicing giving $100 this year. Next year, your skill is better. You can give $200, $300, no problem, because your skill is developing. Because one step at a time, you become better and better. If you do one thing at one time, you get better at next time, better at this one next time. That's a simple reason. So Buddha's teaching is always step-by-step practice. Anything. Because we are developing skills, first step first, and then second step become very easy. That's how it works. So when we come to the temple during this 3 months, that's what we are doing. You are doing developing skills of letting go little by little, little by little. Okay, that is called practice of dana. You always like to practice dana of food to the monks, to the poor, to the needy. You always give food to the other people. What are you giving? When you give food, you give long life, you give good strength. Any food, when you have food, you have long life, good complexion, comfort, and physical strength, and mental strength. Ayu, Vanna, Sukha, Bala, Prajna means when you are having enough food for you to eat every day, your thinking becomes strong and you can make better decisions in your life. Very, very important thing to do. If you don't make better decisions in your life becomes very miserable, because you could always do wrong decisions. So that's called prajna in Buddhism. When you don't have enough food, you cannot make good decisions. And our cultural Buddhists are very good at giving food, offering food to the Buddha, offering food to the Sangha, offering food to your family and friends. Friday evening, you invite your friends and give food. That is practice of dana. But you don't let go of your own ideas, your views, your way of thinking. No, you have to practice that also. We'll come to that later. Huh? Okay, dana is one of the practices that we always do as Buddhists. And these 3 months, we specifically focus on practice of dana, practice of letting go. Don't say practice of giving, but start from practice of sharing. But practice of letting go is the most important practice. Dana means practice of letting go. Then the second practice of being nice. We are, as I told you, we are all self-centered people, very selfish people. We always want our way, right? That means you don't like the other person's idea and ways. So you cannot be nice to the other person because this person is not going along with my way. You cut them off. No, Buddha says, include them, be nice to them, be kind to them. For this, we have a technical way of practicing how to be nice. How do you learn to be nice? But by setting resolutions for yourself. You set resolution for yourself. I'm not going to get mad at my wife, no matter she does this 100 times a day. I don't get mad at her. So you made the resolution. Follow that resolution, you become good at it. If you don't follow the resolution, you always get mad at your wife. That's the way it is. Always get mad at people who don't follow your way. But you have to make a resolution. If anybody is not doing the things that I like to do in my way, that's okay. I always forgive and forget and let go. That is being nice. Being nice means don't hurt the feeling of other people. That's how you call being nice. Huh? If you don't hurt the feelings of other people, if you don't hurt the other people, we call you a nice person. Doesn't matter what religion you are, not what nationality you are, what color your skin is. None of these are important. If you don't hurt the people around you, including yourself, because you are the closest person to yourself. If you don't hurt the feeling of other people, this person is called a nice person. How do you hurt the people feelings? You physically hurt them. You be cruel and cut their legs and cut their limbs and push them around, and that is called hurting other beings physically. Don't do it. And somebody, when we park our car on the street, if it is a Toyota or Honda, these guys come in the evening and they cut the catalytic converter and take it and sell it for a few dollars, and they live like that. They don't think that how troublesome for the owner of the car, that is hurting the owner of the car by stealing. If you intentionally take somebody's property or somebody's wealth, that is stealing, you can hurt other people. That's the second way of hurting other people. Third way of hurting other people is very important. We all have desires, no? Sensual desires, sexual desires, all kinds of desires we have. When we try to fulfill our desires, if you care how the other person feels satisfied, that is called misbehaving in some, and physically hurting, physically and all kinds of other. Even the husband try to hurt his own wife, getting satisfaction, completely ignoring his wife's feelings. See, that's a common thing in unrefined world, in the animal world, when we don't have dharma. This is a common thing. That is how you become a cruel person, not a nice person. Another thing that we do, I know this is misleading, but I tell you, somebody asks you direction, you know exactly it should be right turn or left turn, but you said the wrong direction. Intentionally knowing that it is harmful. Sometimes you go to court and tell the judge, what do you call him? Your Majesty, or whatever that you call. I saw this person doing this for myself. You were not even there. That is in the Western world, it's called, what is it called? False testifying, something like that. Huh? And you do. That innocent person is totally get ruined their lives, this person's life, just because you give the wrong witness intentionally, knowingly. That is how you not be a nice person. Nice people never lie to other people and mislead them. Very important, no? And I'm talking about the 5 precepts. We observe 5 precepts just now. Those are 5 precepts, mean 5 resolutions. I am not doing this in my life. I'm not hurting someone physically. I'm not stealing anybody's property. I'm not satisfying my desires in a way that somebody else feels so hurt. Somebody's reputation, somebody's dignity is very important. If you ruin their reputation and dignity, you're stealing something very important to that person. You cannot do it. Nice person don't do it. Okay, I'm talking about how to be a nice person now. One of the last thing for people like us, if you constantly get drunk and intoxicated, You can easily make mistakes that could hurt yourself and hurt others. Simple, drunk driving. You could hurt other people, you could hurt yourself. But if you get drunk and come home and make a fool of yourself in front of your children, maybe the female children, maybe the male children, maybe your wife, intoxication is not a nice thing. Nice people don't get intoxicated. They can take a little sip of wine or something. Maybe when it's a hot day, you can take a glass of beer or something, I don't know. But as long as you get intoxicated, you are not a nice person. Because when you get intoxicated, you lose your mindfulness. Without mindfulness, you could hurt yourself a lot, you could hurt others a lot. So that is 5 precepts is 5 resolutions you are observing as Buddhist every day, maybe every week or every month you observe 5 precepts. That means you are telling yourself that I will be a nice person no matter what to yourself. That's called resolutions. You can break the resolution. One day you went to a party and you got drunk, and next day you think, I was so stupid I drank too much and I was drunk. So your resolution you break, fine. But you take it again. Okay, after this, no matter what party I go, no matter how many friends I have around me, I'm not going to get drunk. I may take a little sip, but not get drunk. So if you follow the resolution, you are developing your skill. That is how you develop your skill. Kusala. Just following, reading the 5 precepts is not good. You take it as a serious resolution and follow it. Maybe you break it by mistake or by error, but you fix it again, do it again. That is called Sila. The practice of Sila means practice of being nice. You are becoming a skillful person in being nice. That's very, very important, right? So we are talking about skills. First skill is letting go. Second skill is being nice. Third skill is very important also. We have this program, developed this 3 months program, keeping the calm, keeping your mind calm and peaceful and focused. That is what they call meditation. We have meditation class. And Mr. Ravi Varma is going to have planning a meditation class here at the temple in next month. And the idea is to help you to improve your skill of being calm and peaceful. If you let yourself get disturbed, your mind get disturbed all the time, you are very unproductive. All productive people are very focused people. If you are not focused, you constantly make errors and you waste your time, waste your life in the end. Nothing get done. So therefore, practice of keeping the mind calm and peaceful and focus. I want to add something and be mindful. This is the Buddha's teaching, no? Practice of being calm and peaceful and focused to being mindful. That's use the calm mind to your favor is called mindfulness. You can be focused and get a lot of things done at your work, but that doesn't improve your personality. That doesn't help you to be a rich, successful person. You may have a lot of money in the bank, but you are not a successful person because you are making a lot of errors in your daily life, living with your family, living with your friends who make mistakes, and that is sad. So the Buddha's teaching is all about these things that we are we have been talking about. So this whole program of Katina ceremony, Vassana retreat program, you are doing this with the monks and other lay people. One person or two families or several families become the main sponsors, like most of these people are sponsors, Cambodian people, Nepalese members and uh, Bangladesh members and Sri Lankan members. One person always become the leading sponsor. This time it is Gamini and Kilita. They are doing a good job organizing the program for you to be very skillful. In the end of the 3 months, you become very skillful. And in the end of the 3 months, we have something called Katina ceremony, making a special robe and offer it to the Sangha. That is only main purpose of getting together. But the actual purpose of getting together is practice of giving, practice of generosity. In the Katina ceremony, you give your time, very important. No? If you don't give your time, how can this hall be a clean place? Somebody spend a lot of time. Gamini spent a lot of time planning. Gamini got all his friends and come with them and clean the place and clean the Buddha hall, clean the Bodhi tree and all these things. And this place is not going to be a pleasant person if this is so dirty and a lot of dry leaves and a lot of mosquito nets all over the place. This is not a pleasant place for you to sit down and listen. And we have been trying for about 20 years to build a nice temple for all the people like you to come and learn and practice. It has been delayed for many reasons, but somehow we hope it will happen. Even in the end of the 20 years and 22 years, end of the 22 years, it happens. It's nice because you can have a nice people, nice place to sit down and learn Dhamma than in this little carport. So, but it's all up to the generous people. So now the time is up for me, and Ravi has invited some of his friends to the temple to introduce the Bodhi tree and the temple. And thank you, Ravi, for getting all these nice people to come here. And they had the bonus. At least they heard the half of the Dhamma talk. Dhamma talk means learning is a manual. Dhamma talk is the part of the manual about how to use your life effectively. When you get a vehicle or when you get a computer, you get a manual with it. And that manual will always help you to effectively use your vehicle, effectively use your machine. Buddha's teaching is Dharma is called manual for life. We all have life. Doesn't matter you are Muslim, doesn't matter you are Hindu, doesn't matter you are Indian or Sri Lankan or Nepalese or Bangladesh or American, doesn't matter. You all have life. So that means you all have to learn Dharma. That's the truth. And not because I'm a Buddhist, I know Dhamma, I know little bit of Dhamma. So I can share with it, but there are a lot of books. Ravi was saying that I have been reading, it's endless. Yes, it is endless. Because this volume, this manual is a very thick manual. Like when you are getting a very high quality, expensive vehicle, you get a very big manual. And so if it's a manual for the person who actually fix it, that is the mechanic's manual is 3 times bigger than what we get. But we have to fix ourselves, so we have to use the big manual. Big manual means we have to learn a lot of Dhamma. So endless knowledge that we learn, but knowledge is not good enough. We need the practice, how to use it effectively. And when we have knowledge and practice, you become better and better and more skillful. That means you are happy, you become happy, you become peaceful, you become free from errors in life. You learn, you do all the right thing around other people, say the right things, do the right things, think the right things. If you don't think the right things, that's sad. If you don't think the right thing, you cannot do the right thing. So you have to think right. The Buddha is teaching main part of the Buddha's teaching is how to think correctly. So if you say, I'm learning Buddhism, you are not really learning a religion. I'm learning about myself. I'm learning about myself. So if you don't know about yourself, if you don't know about your vehicle, what is the brake, what is the gear, what is the parking brake, what is the signal, you don't know, how can you use it? So this is, I'm saying the simple things, but life is much more complicated than your vehicle. So you have to sink into the Dharma, and that is how you learn about the Dharma. And this is getting late. So thank you all for coming to the first Dhamma talk of the session. There will be 4 Dhamma talks, 4 more Dhamma talks. There is Dhamma talk, there is meditation classes, there is dana activities. All these are there in these 3 months, and Gamini has all planned very well for you. And if you come every Saturday, this next 3 months, you will have a Dhamma talk like this in here, given by someone. So you become very lucky. And I like to thank Ravi for inviting all your friends to come in the right time, hopefully. And we are going to, I planned this way before they planned this event. So anyway, so you are here to go to the Bodhi tree, and all members will go to the Bodhi tree and have a Bodhi Puja. You can participate in that also and learn about the Bodhi tree, which is very special tree. Maybe this is one of the most valuable tree in this whole country, whole continent that we have. Okay, so thank you, and everyone please put your palms together. You heard something very meaningful, I hope, very valuable to your life, and that is called learning the Dhamma, hearing the Dhamma. Without hearing the Dhamma, you never improve yourself. And now this is the time when you hear something like this, you get very good energy, positive energy. That is called punya in Buddhism. Ping in Sinhalese, punya. Energy can be transferred from your system to any system. Now we want to think of our deceased family members. They are the most needed people that we can think of who need the positive energy. Positive energy always attract you all the good things. All our deceased family members, like our father, our deceased father, and deceased grandfather and mother, all these people, wherever they are born now, we want them to be happy and peaceful. Therefore, please recite the Gatha, Idam Menyati Namotu, to share the merit, share the positive energy with our deceased family members. Anyone? Idam menyati nangotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idam menyati nangotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idam menyati nangotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Also, all the positive energy that you generated in this evening by participating in this very special event of listening to the Dhamma, we share that with all the angels, because all the angels, they cannot generate their own positive energy in general, but we can share with them. There are a lot of angels protecting the Bodhi tree, protecting the temple. We call them Devas. Devas means celestial beings. There are many celestial beings around us. We like it or not, there are some of your grandparents died looking after you, and those are the angels. So So if they are there, we want to share the merit with them, with all the devas. Akasatta. All of you know? No? Ettavatat? No? Okay, we try Akasatta. Ayankan. Akasatta cha bhummatta devanaga mahittika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkantu loka sasanang. Akasatta cha bhummatta devanaga mahittika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkantu. Akasatta cha bhummatta devanaga mahittika punyantang Chirang Rakkantu no Sada. Now the last and the most important thing. When you are listening to a nice Dhamma talk, when you are participating in a good ceremony, your mind is very well prepared and very soft and very full of positive energy. When your mind is full of positive energy, well prepared, that is like a well prepared ground with a lot of fertilizers and a lot of water and everything. If you plant a little tree, that grows very well when the ground is well. So now your minds are so peaceful and full of positive energy and full of peace, and this is the time to make any wish. If your grandmother is so ill, you can make a wish for her. May my grandmother become able to get out from the hospital and come home, or your mother, or whatever. If you have children who are not studying too well, may my child become more focused and get good grades in the school. Whatever the wish you have, you can bring that wish into your mind. Any wish is good, but most important wish according to the Buddha is may I always have good people around me. May I always be able to stay away from unfortunate, unwise people in my close circle of family and friends, because any one rotten apple could ruin the whole basket. So therefore, you always wish, anytime when you wake up, when you go to bed, may I always have good people in my life who are kind and nice and wise to help me and take care of me and do anything, make me in the right direction. May they are always with me, and may I always be able to stay away from unfortunate people, unwise people, unhappy people. You don't want them, because you never connect your computer to a rotten computer with a lot of bad files, a lot of viruses, and you don't connect that, because your computer gets ruined. That's the same principle. Both the Buddha's main advice is to have good people in your life if you want to improve your life, if you want to live happily, peacefully, free from worries. You should always connect yourself to the good people. Okay, let's make that aspiration. Imina punya kammena mame bal samagamo satang samagamo tu yava nibbana. Imina punya kammena mame bal samagamo satang samagamo yava nibbana pattiya. Imina punya kammena mame bal samagamo satang samagamo Yava Nibbana Pattiya. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sadhu means wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I had a very nice time. That is always end of the Dhamma talk. After you receiving blessing, you always say sadhu, sadhu. Sadhu means so nice, so nice, so nice. That's what it means, huh? Okay. And all the Nepalese members have their chanting book in their home, and you practice Imina Punya Kammen, okay? You have the book in your home, I know. All right? Anita has a whole bunch of books. Now they are preparing a Dharma Puja. That means in appreciation of the teaching that is given to us, this is only we can give back to you, and that is this gift we can give you. That is what they say, and that's what they are doing now. And when they come to let you touch the gift, that means gift is not coming for only by the people who prepare it. It's from all of you. All of you are participating, all of you are touching that thing, become part of the offering. Every time in the Buddhist tradition, when we offer a flower or tray of flowers or bouquet of flowers, we ask you to touch it. That means we want you to participate in my offering to the Buddha. That is what it means. Huh? This is Kilita and that's Gamini. And everyone please say sadhu, 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 sadhu. That means we appreciate your work and we are so happy that you are doing and giving a little gift in return of the Dhamma talk. So I accept this and may you all be happy and well. And we go to the Bodh at 7:30, right? Our friends, we take them to now, right now. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Bhante, for giving me an inspiring talk today, Dhamma talk. Thank you.
Right.
Next item for the day is to go to the Bodhi tree and look around and see what we can share there. That is our next step. After that, we have like dinner will be served for all of you. And I like to mention what is happening for this month in our rains retreat. Coming Saturday, that is the 15th of August, we have meditation and Dhamma discussion. Meditation by Bhante Sarada and Dhamma discussion is by Bhante Seelawimala. And August 22nd, Saturday, we have Bodhi Puja and Parishta recitation, Girimananda Puja. And on the August 29th, Saturday, we have a Dhamma talk by Venerable Kacha and Bhikkhuni.
American Bhikkhuni.
American Bhikkhuni. And the topic is patience and resolution in the Buddha path of the way. All these events will be at 5:30 in the evening. So if you drop by at 5:30 temple, there will be something here we are sharing with you about Dhamma, practice or knowledge. So please drop by every Saturday at 5:30 at the temple. Thank you very much for coming. So next we will go to